to hurt tonight.
Well, and
there we go.
Their phenom now ball's off the tee a little bit. That's Mr. Pettit, the weapon, going to get this thing going. We are without our sideline reporter, Ron Henthorn, tonight. Want to say hello to Ron down in Arizona. And back to receive for Marysville-Pilchuck, the Tomahawks, Dylan Anderson.
Fell again. They're going to have to get a spotter on the ball, I think.
Yeah. On the near side, that's okay. That's number 8, Dylan Anderson. And on the far side of the field, you can't see out of your picture right now, a guy we're probably going to call his name, Dion Stell, the running back, 5'10", the senior. He's got,
is he their punt returner too?
Yes, he is, and he averages a good thing. Pettit, the weapon, gets this off, and it'll be returned from the 1. And that is Stell, the far side, trying to get him out of the bounds, passes the 20, still on his feet. Finally taken down by a group of Grizzlies at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, he didn't. He went backwards a little bit at the end, but it took like 6 guys to actually finally bring him down. That's why he's the guy that's averaging like 25 yards a punt, isn't he, on a return?
Yeah. All their running backs, we were looking, they have a lot of running backs. They average 41 rushing plays a game, Tim Boyle, and against only 12 passing plays a game.
Well, so yeah, obviously we're going to be seeing a lot of running tonight.
Thank you to Awesco Septic, awescoseptic.com for our pregame show. 1st and 10 now from the 20. They're going to mark him. And it is number 2, another great running back, Killian Page, another junior, on first down and a gain of 11.
Yeah, and he actually, luckily somebody tripped him up and he was coming through that hole, or he might have been off to the races on that one. And he's averaging like 10-point-something yards a carry, if I'm not mistaken.
He is 7.5.
Oh, he's 7.5.
66 carries this season for 498 yards and only 1 reception. 1st and 10, 11:30 right the beginning of this big football game. Now, number 3, it's against Stell on the near side, missing is Grizzlies, and he's finally run out of bounds. They're going to mark him at the 38-yard line.
Well, let's see, that he's everybody Joyner's averaging like 16 yards a carry, and all their other people are like 10 yards, 8 yards, 7 yards. So they're filled with a bunch of speed burners back there.
2nd and 4 for the Tomahawks in the big white. You'll see number 7 here come up to play. Jake Luton. Boy, he's a big kid. 6'6", 210 pounds, a heck of a baseball player. 2nd and 4 for the Grizzlies. Luton back to pass. His first pass, he's going deep, out. Throws number 6, Chris Jones, incomplete.
Kainoa Wong on the coverage there, man-to-man coverage. You'll have to probably see a lot of man-to-man coverage tonight because of that wing tee. They're going to need to keep some extra people in the box.
Luton coming in. Again, they do not throw the ball very often. 53 for 101, 818 yards through the air for big Jake Luton.
Big 3rd and 4 here.
Very big. They hand it off to Page. I don't know if he got it. The line judge coming out at the 40.
They're signaling 4th down. So he's about 1.5 yards short, actually.
Big stop for Glacier Peak, Tim.
They didn't even think about it. They're Luton staying on the field right there, and when they're probably averaging 8 or 9 yards a run, I'd probably go for it too in that field position. I know Rowe would go for it there.
8.5 yards per carry for the season for the Tomahawks. Big 4th down and 2 here early on. Just the start of the first quarter. They fake it. Page, big hole, breaks out to the outside to the 2nd level. Only guy to stop him, he finally gets him out of bounds, is Austin Hines. And we saw that last year. Killian Page with a monster run on a 4th and 2.
Wow.
Down to the 5-yard line.
And, Austin Hines was the last guy to be able to get him, and he had to just kind of shove him out of bounds.
55-yard run for Killian Page. Page, another junior. Austin Joyner gets a lot of publicity, Tim, and he's a junior, so the running back stable is just heavy and deep for this year and next year.
Well, again, when as a team they average 8.5 yards a carry, it's going to be tough for Glacier Peak tonight.
First and goal from the 5. Luton gets it to Sell. He's through. Touchdown, Tomahawks. And Dayon Stell.
Took about a minute and a half, Scott, for them to march down. And it looked like Glacier Peak was kind of putting up a fight there. Got them to 3rd and 4, and we got them to 4th and 1, or 4th and 1, or 4th and 2. And
a 55-yard run by Page, Killian Page, and they started off with 10:25. That's 6 points for the Tomahawks. Their senior kicker coming in to see if he can get the extra point. See if the hold is good. Now whistles are going. So Ryan Spiva, the senior kicker, again, only 1 field goal this year.
That's surprising. Well, offsides against the Grizzlies. They might have to go for 2 now. Well, they're going to decline, it looks like.
We'll see if he can put this through or not. Again, we'll tell you more about the Tomahawks and how they got here. Last week, a big win over Oak Harbor. We talked about a pregame. Spiva's kick is up, and it's good.
Looked like they had the penetration on that, too, and they just kind of stopped.
Yeah, they have blocked quite a few, haven't they?
Yeah. Looked like Kainoa was in there, and they just kind of stopped. But as far as how they got here, beating Meadowdale, or beating Oak Harbor last week. Is that where you were going with that?
Yeah, I mean, just as far as who they played. One of the things with Marysville-Pilchuck is, they haven't had a daunting schedule as far as out of league this year, whereas Glacier Peak had Bothell and Jackson and
Lake
Stevens and but with 10:25 left here in the first quarter, our Seattle Hill Sport and Spine Physical Therapy score is Tomahawks from Marysville-Pilchuck 7, Glacier Peak 0, and they'll get the ball for the first time. But that was the play last week against Oak Harbor. They had a win to get here just like last year, but a lot of people saying that was really their first test of the year.
Yeah, I don't think we got a chance to talk about this in pregame, but Marysville's ranked 3rd in the state, which I actually think is a little bit high. I think they're deserving of a ranking. And Glacier Peak's ranked 6th, and I think that's actually high for Glacier Peak too. There's a lot of, obviously you got O'Day and Eastside Catholic. There's a lot of good schools up there.
Jake Berg back to receive for Glacier Peak. Spiva's kick should be returnable. He takes it around the 4, drops it, now picks it up again around the 5. A lot of white jerseys, and he only gets back up to around the 12-yard line. Jake Berg dropped the ball, and that hesitation led to not a great return, Tim.
That extra second and a half of doing that cost you, probably 10 yards. All of a sudden, there's no holes, and now the field position is not looking good.
1st and 10. Big shout out to freshman Glacier Peak football player Trey Brown. Trey, if you're out there watching and listening, he was injured in the freshman game. I think it's Wednesday night. We'll tell you a little bit more. He's doing great, we hear. And Corwin flips it out to Wong on the far side, breaks a tackle, now pushed out around the 18. A nice 5 or 6 yard gain for the guy who does it all, Kainoa Wong.
And he's always good for 5 or 6 yards minimum, it seems like. He's been having a great year, great senior year for Kainoa. We've been kind of watching him come up as a sophomore, and really has improved his game over the last couple of years.
Very key defensive player, has been since a sophomore. This is senior year. Now he's getting a lot of meaningful minutes and big plays. 2nd and 5 now for Glacier Peak. Corwin finally pitches it out to Darling. Darling spun out of bounds. Maybe a gain of 1.
I think they're going to give him a couple on that. It looks like it's going to be 3rd and 2, I think, is what they're going to.
You're absolutely correct. Mr. LASIK surgery, 7-time LASIK surgery, Tim Boyle. No, I'm just kidding, Tim. So big down right, 3rd and 2 at the Pilchuck. Fumble on the ground. The ball still on the ground. Marysville-Pilchuck saying they got it, and the referee pointing that. We said they couldn't do that, Tim. That was the Achilles heel for this team. The transfer not right. We don't know what happened, but that's just a deadly, deadly turnover. Marysville-Pilchuck now gets the ball on the Grizzly 25-yard line.
And again, like you said, we talked about it before the game and in pregame that the turnovers will be really costly tonight. And they've been subject to these turnovers. They got to get, Corwin's got to get that figured out on that snap. He's been kind of plagued him this year. And, now look, they turn it over at the 25-yard line, so they're almost in the red zone already.
10:01 left to go in the first quarter. Marysville-Pilchuck up 7-0. Luton now back to pass, getting pressure, finally releases. Is it caught? It is! Touchdown, Kainoa Wong still wrestling, but a great catch by Dante Fields, the senior 6'3 receiver. Wow!
Well, now I'll tell you what, that's exactly what I would have done if I was Marysville-Pilchuck. They got a gift. They got the ball given to them at the 25-yard line. Throw one into the end zone on first down. That's exactly what I would have done.
Only throwing the ball 12 times a game coming in. Boy, they don't do it often, but when they do, a very nice throw and catch by Luton to number 11, Dante Fields.
Now, 9:54 left in the first quarter, and GP finds themselves down by 2 touchdowns already. We're going to have to see what they're made of here.
Spiva on for the extra point. Again, Grizzlies been good at blocking these. They're not going to get to that one. It's up, and it is good. Wow. So, 9:54, not a lot off the clock. Huge turnover by the Grizzlies on their own 25. One play, 25 yards. Just like that, they're up 14-0.
Yeah, with barely any time off the clock. And
that's the good news, right?
Yeah.
A lot of time.
Well, I guess the good news is the defense isn't really that tired yet. I say that partly joking, but, now, all kidding aside, this is where we find out what Glacier Peak's made of, because historically in the last couple of years, when they've got down quick, they have not been able to respond. In fact, they've responded kind of the opposite way as they should. They've kind of dug themselves deeper into a hole. So we're going to see what happens here.
Glacier Peak football on STSPN, brought to you by Awesco Septic, awescoseptic.com. Also, Fred's Rivertown Ale House in downtown Snohomish. McDaniel's Do-It Center, downtown Snohomish. Love them. And also Snohomish Bakery. Want to thank them. And also a big shout out, not sure if the Cunios are listening in Paradise there in Hawaii, but Mongo's, always brought to you by Mongo's. Eat at mongos.com, right there on Highway 9. Actually had my favorite blackened salmon over noodles today, Mr. Boyle.
Nicely done, Scott.
Thank you very much.
Marysville-Pilchuck.
Well, see if Jake Berge handles that one from the 2. Berg goes right up the center, and he's chopped down right at the 21. A great hit by number 22 for Marysville-Pilchuck, Hunter Hintz. Wow, what a stick.
There's been a few of those already. They're pretty aggressive on defense, I'm going to tell you that right now. They've got some people that can hit you.
1st and 10, 9:47 left to go in the first quarter. A lot of seniors on this team, and Tim will walk you through the speculation, the prognostication, what happens, they win, they lose, who do they play, where do they go later on in the ballgame.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Branson Corwin with Darling in the backfield. He hands it to Darling up the gut. Darling, the Brunswick. Nice carry for 4 yards. Or 5 yards. See what they'll give him.
They give him about 5. But, they're going to need to... The question is going to be, are they going to be able to hold on to the ball?
2nd and 5. Branson gives it again right up the middle to 27, Matt, the Brunswick Darling.
Not much of a gain there. I think that's going to probably still be 3rd and 5.
Have the
3rd
ball.
3rd and 4, they're saying.
Ball at the 26-yard line. See if they can get it on. Get it going. There's the big front line, including Neal, the Freightliner, Drewliner. Branson goes back. Little bubble. Tough. Almost intercepted. Trying to go to Guffey, but it was tipped up by number 18, Alex Gray. Grizzlies actually got kind of lucky on that, Tim.
It was very close to being picked off, and if that would have got picked off, there was no stopping the kid.
4th down and 4 to go. Not much of a decision here for 6-year coach Rory Rosenbach. got to punt the ball. They have a slew of returners. Number 6 this time will get the duties, Chris Jones.
Now, one of their returners is averaging like 25 yards a return.
And
it won't be returned this time. Good. Spencer gets a good little bounce on that.
Looks like they'll down it right at the 40-yard line. And we will take a quick timeout here in the booth. We've got Carol McKinnon, the Freightliners mom, running the audio board. You're watching Glacier Peak football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Okay, quick break right there. 8:43 left in the first quarter. Ball in Luton's hands. No, it's not. It is in Stell. Nice stiff arm on Logan Coleman. And Dion Stell with another nice play. And see where they're marking there.
I think they're going to give him right back to, well, they're going to get him about the, he lost
1 yard loss. Nice play by the Grizzlies.
Loss of a yard.
Wow.
You're not going to see that too often tonight, I don't think.
Now, a lot of returners for this Tomahawk team. Last year went pretty deep into the playoff. The Quad Districts defeated Timberline. Then the regionals, they got all the way to the regionals, finally lost to Eastlake Catholic 65-45. The second 11 for Luton. And he gives a nice play by Ian Black. Another loss. And that was this time Killian Page on the run.
Ian Black's been having some big plays this year. Kid's impressing me. Kind of came out of nowhere this year.
And he's a settler.
Even better.
Even better. Leaves him at 3rd down and 12. Boy, the defense, we've seen this a few times this year, picking up this Glacier Peak offense. Another opportunity with 8:05 left to go in the first quarter. Marysville up 14-0.
They're going to have to keep them from getting about 8 or 9 yards because they're going to go for it on 4.
Stell in motion. Stell around the right side. Bird chasing. Not going to get there. Stell reaches across the first down marker.
He's got it.
And he has it easily. Trey Chambers over there finally wrapped him up and got him down, but not before another Tomahawk first down.
And I got to tell you, the way they run this wing T, they're very good at it because I have a hard time even sitting right here trying to figure out who's got the ball. So I feel for those kids down on the field.
13-yard pickup for Dion Stell, number 3 in the white jerseys. 1st and 10 right at the Glacier Peak 49. Luton under center. Gives it off to Page. He's cut down. Great defensive play again. Guess who? Number 34, Ian Black.
Well, the problem is it doesn't seem to affect Marysville-Pilchuck to have, 3rd and long or even 4th down so far this game. And so far this year, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
It really hasn't hurt him at all.
Hearing from on our Facebook page, STSPN.com, STSPN, Nate Sandstrom, the alumni.
Flag on the field. Nate's listening in.
Nate is asking if the game is on. Nate, it is on, buddy. 7:13 left in the first quarter. Hope you're having a great season in Cali.
Nate, he should know that. His family's always listening in.
That's right. The Sandstrom's always loud and proud here. So 2nd and 15 for Marysville-Pilchuck. Again, can you imagine if they had number 5 Austin Joyner out there?
I can imagine because I remember witnessing it last year.
Joyner now, Stell in the motion. Luton back to pass. Steps up now, fires. It's caught at the 25-yard line. Again, number 6, Chris Jones. Another big pickup for the Tomahawks. Wow, everything's working.
I know, like I was saying, I don't think it matters to MP that whether they're sitting at 2nd and 15 or 3rd and 12. I mean, it's just another play for them.
27-yard pickup for Jones. Again, this is a team that just does not pass that often.
Well, when your running game is so effective, it just sets up that pass. You get all the people having to play in the box there.
Fakes the handoff now. New runner, 34, gets it, but the Grizzlies are there. Trey Chambers, Zach Peterson, Jensen, everybody taking down number 34, Hunter Troe, and we talked about him before this game tonight.
I think he lost 6 yards on that play.
Boy, one step backwards and a big one forward. That's been kind of the motto tonight for Glacier Peak defense. Ball now on the Grizzly 31-yard line. 2nd down and 16. 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Scott Oshman along with Tim Boyle. Glad you're with us. Again, want to give a big shout out to freshman Glacier Peak football player Trey Brown. Hope you recover and you're doing well. Page on the right side. And nothing there. Again, Grizzlies getting some great work up front. And in the linebackers, he'll be dropped for maybe a yard, Tim.
Yep, it looks like it's going to be 3rd and long again. I think they are going to give him 1 yard. So 3rd and 15 is what they're going to say. But again, so far in this game, that really hasn't hurt them at all. They don't care. No. It is 4-down territory. They're on the 30-yard line, Scott. So I suspect they get anywhere between 6-7 yards. They're going to be going for it on 4th down.
And their kicker, Ryan Spiva, we were mentioning, he's only got 1 field goal this entire season.
Yeah, they don't need to kick field goals.
That's right. 3rd and 15. Big play here. Luton to the air again. He's got a receiver open in the corner. It's Jones. Touchdown, Tomahawks. Oh, my goodness. Austin Hines on the coverage, not happy. He got a step on Hines. A beautiful ball by senior Jake Luton.
Well, Jake put that in the perfect spot, so it was going to be tough to defend no matter what. But hate to sound like a broken record, but again, 3rd and long, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 12, 4th and whatever. It just doesn't matter. They just seem to have an answer for everything. Glacier Peak's doing a good job on the 1st, 2nd down, and then
getting a loss.
Yeah, getting 2 losses and.
I think that was a 31-yard pass play. Luton to Jones. Spiva on for the extra point. Hold is down. The kick is up, and it is through the uprights. It's good. Boy, our Seattle Hill Physical Therapy Sport and Spine score, Marysville-Pilchuck, already 4:58 left in the first, up 21-0. We're going to try and figure some things out. We'll be back right after this. You're watching Glacier Peak Football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
Bird drops back deep for the Grizzlies to accept the kick from Spiva.
We're back, and if the scoreboard on your screen looks a little wonky, it's unfortunately correct if you're a Glacier Peak fan. 21-0 Marysville-Pilchuck putting it on early here with 4:58 left to go. Ryan Spiva to kick off. Back to receive. Jake Berg takes it around the 4. Makes one tackler miss, but now goes into a crowd of white jerseys. He'll start this series at the 19-yard line. Glacier Peak, Tim, has not made it past the mid-stripe yet.
No, they haven't. And special teams, they're not getting the ball out past the 20 either on these kickoffs or kickoff returns.
So we'll see if Glacier Peak can get going. Marysville-Pilchuck, just an offensive clinic so far, 164 total yards for Marysville-Pilchuck, and 4:52 left here in the first quarter. Branson Korn with Darling behind. Flips it over to Wong on the far side. Has one blocker in front of him, and he kind of wheels himself to the 24, 25-yard line. Kainoa Wong.
Glacier Peak's kind of depending on that little screen pass today.
Must have seen something in film they thought they could take advantage of.
They've got some looks like Looks like they got some one-on-one coverage here, so I think you got trips right here.
Given a pickup of 6 for number 10, Wong, 2nd and 4. Now it's Darling up the gut. They're going to pound it. Darling just carries the pile. I think he got a Glacier Peak first down.
I think he did. The Brunswick did his job there.
Wow.
See what kind of spot they get. It's going to be awfully close.
And Glacier Peak needs something. It's an official timeout.
I think it's a timeout to measure. Oh, they're giving it to him.
They are, okay. First down, I believe, for Glacier Peak tonight.
It is the first down, and unfortunately for Glacier Peak, they're still at only like their 28, 29-yard line, so they got to get some field position here.
Always want to thank WescoAthletics.com. You need any information, a roster, a schedule for any 3A, 4A sport, go to WescoAthletics.com. 1st and 10, Branson Corwin rolling to the near side, has a wide open Wong at the 45, now to the 50, shakes that tackler, finally spins out into Tomahawk territory at the 48.
Kainoa Wong, I got to tell you, he just seems to be able to come up big every time. I have to say that he's the MVP of the team this year.
I could not disagree with you, Mr. Boyle. I agree. Kainoa Wong, that was huge. 19 yards pickup for Glacier Peak. Finally getting going here with 3:51 left to go in the first quarter. Darling up the middle, stutter stepping, not going down. Finally goes forward. Whistles, I think, have blown. Let's see if they'll give him forward progress. Looks like they will.
They did. I think, and at the end, a bunch of people had him, and he just kind of squirted another yard or two.
21-yard pickup there by Wong if you're scoring at home.
They need to snap. They could have snapped the ball.
Yep.
Defensive line was all just standing there.
Justin, yeah, you're right.
Not sure why they didn't just snap that. Well, I think we got an equipment malfunction here, but you know what? That shouldn't slow down the game. They got to get that figured out.
Now the referee's going. You got Justin Guffey on the near side receiver. Branson being chased, nowhere to go. He's going to be tossed down back at the 44-yard line. Number 11, Dante Fields. Boy, he got through in a hurry.
And I'm not sure if that was a broken play because Branson kind of was like a deer in the headlights. I'm not sure if he was supposed to pitch that or what happened there.
7-yard loss for Branson Corwin.
Well, we thought they were about over the midfield mark.
Yeah, now they just went the other way. So 3rd and 17, clock ticking, 2:51 left in the first quarter. Marysville-Pilchuck up 21-0. High snap, Branson running for his life. Steps out of that tackle, now wings it to the sideline out of bounds. Nearest receiver was Justin Guffey. It's incomplete. That'll bring up 4th and 17.
And I think he just had to get rid of that. I don't think he was actually attempting to throw to Justin there. And now it's 4th and 17, and they're going to have to punt that. Unfortunately, they kind of had a nice little drive going. And then that 7-yard loss just killed all the momentum.
Back to receive the gentleman who scored the last touchdown, Mr. Jones. Chris Jones, already scoring on a 31-yard pass play from Luton to make it 21-0. Pettit, high kick. It's taken by Jones at the 23. Thought he almost got knocked down, but finally a group of blue shirts come and they'll mark him down at the 32.
Well, that's a moral victory to keep their punt returner at about 4 or 5 yards there when they're averaging like 25 yards a return.
Last week, Marysville-Pilchuck beat Oak Harbor 39-21. The huge running back phenom Austin Joyner was hurt 2 minutes into the third quarter when he made a tackle. Again, we were hearing before the game, he's actually, everyone was reporting an ankle. He actually has a shoulder issue. And this run up the middle, that's Page, and they'll give him 3 yards.
McCoy, I think, on the tackle, number 8.
Yeah, it is. Andrew McCoy. I guess they're going to give him 2 yards.
Got McCoy playing on the outside linebacker position, doing a good job.
Plenty of time left. 2:06 left. Marysville-Pilchuck up 21-0, but it's high school football, everybody, so you just never know what can happen. And Luton now goes. It's dropped, but Stello able to pick it up. He falls forward over the 35-yard line.
And he got a lucky bounce. It just bounced right back up into his hands, or that would have been trouble. Now here we go on 3rd and 8 again, so you got 3rd and long, and the defense is going to need to respond here because these 3rd and longs have actually been a blessing for Marysville-Pilchuck. They've been kind of the Achilles heel for Glacier Peak.
See if Glacier Peak can kind of dial it up right here and pick the right play as Jake Luton gets his instructions as he comes up to the line. The big 6'6" senior Jake Luton goes under center. Stella in motion. They hand it off to Page on the right side, left side. He gets still on his feet, slipping out of tackles, breaks down the 35 to the 40, all the way to the Glacier Peak 36. Another 3rd down conversion. Boy, shades of last year in Walker when he just went 10, 12, 15.
Well, this is a little different because he's dragging about 4 Glacier Peak players. They had him at probably about 3 yards before the 1st down marker, and he just kept dragging people, and he ends up getting a huge gain out of that.
22-yard pickup for Page. Luton now is going to take it himself. Now has a huge opening on the right side. Austin Hines finally waiting for help and getting down all the way to the 16-yard line. Jake Luton with a big run.
And Luton's hard to tackle too. He's got such good size. Hines was struggling with it on his own and had to wait for some friendlies.
Unbelievable. Jake Luton coming in tonight, really not running the ball too much. But here we go one more time. This time the Glacier Peak Grizzlies see that coming, and there's no gain. Let's see what the forward progress. He might have lost a couple.
Well, again, Glacier Peak's doing a great job on 1st and 2nd down. But then on 3rd down, it seems like Marysville-Pilchuck just wakes up.
Some other big games tonight. Oak Harbor victorious again last week, losing to this Tomahawk team 27-8 over Meadowdale.
Well, that means they're going to get Mount Si in the first game, more than likely. And Meadowdale's probably going to get Bellevue.
We'll have more scores. The first game here on our broadcast tonight, Snohomish getting their first victory over the Mariner Marauders, 35-34 earlier on STSBN. That'll do it for the first quarter. And we'll be back right after this. You're watching Glacier Peak Football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, for official scores, schedules, standings, photos, announcements, and playoff brackets for every school and every sport and every level of play, visit the Western Conference website at www.westcoathletics.com. That's westcoathletics.com, your official source for Westco sports.
Welcome back. Start of the second quarter here live from Veterans Memorial Stadium in downtown Snohomish. Scott Oshman along with Tim Boyle as the Tomahawks with another play there, 2nd and 13, and they give the ball to Killian Page.
3rd and 13. Marysville-Pilchuck's got them exactly where they want them.
3rd and 13 at the 19.
Yeah. This is what you want as a defense, is to get them in these 3rd and longs, but no problem at all for MP.
Say hello to our good friend Ron Henthorn down in Arizona. Got a text from Ron. Luton drops the ball. It's still on the ground, and Glacier Peak picks it up. Exactly what the doctor ordered. A big turnover, and it's Brendan Jansen, number 13.
Okay, now this is what Glacier Peak needs, is a little shot in the arm, get them psyched up a little bit. Because, this realistically, they were down in the red zone almost, so that could be a 14-point swing here.
Big turnover here. If you're just joining us, Glacier Peak turned the ball over on a fumble at their own 25-yard line in the first quarter. But now a chance for Branson Corwin and the gang to get things going. Fakes it. Now he gets it over to Leon Elliott. Spins and carries forward to a 31, but there's laundry on the field.
I think that's coming back. I think that's going to be against Glacier Peak for like a pick block or something of that nature.
And that's been another
They're calling a
issue.
Hold on Glacier Peak. Everything's bouncing Marysville's way right now. Well, except for that last fumble.
Well, that has been one of the stories this year, last year, and some other years. It's just the timing of these penalties. We talk about it every single week. The kids going as hard as they can, and that was a costly one. Leon Elliott, the senior, getting a great play, but now they're sitting at 1st and 20. And Branson gives it up front to Darling. Darling with a nice run, crosses the 20 to the 22. Nice pickup for the Brunswick.
He's going to get about eight of those 10-yard penalty yards back, but that's what a penalty will do. A great run like that, they're still sitting there. Well, 2nd and 13, they're calling it.
See if they'll try and go deep. Berg in motion. Branson goes over the middle, trying to go to Elliott. Elliott with a great catch over his left shoulder. Gets all the way to the 50 to the 48-yard line of Marysville-Pilchuck. What a throw and catch by Leon Elliott.
Just what they needed, too. Hey, and how many times, Scott, have we said Leon Elliott's got to get involved in this offense?
Too many.
Too many. We've been saying it all year. They got to get him involved.
28-yard pickup for the Grizzlies. A shot of good news overcomes a big penalty. Now they get it out to Berg. Berg just tripped up. Not sure what happens. Trying to make a move. He'll get to the 45. Pick up a 5.
He probably had at least the first down on that. I don't know if he tripped himself or if somebody flipped him or what, but unfortunately only about a gain of 5 on that.
Now GP trying to get an offensive rhythm. 10:08 left to go in the second quarter. Marysville-Pilchuck up 21-0. Grizzlies driving. Branson flips it over to Elliott. Elliott, a lot of pursuers, can't quite get it. Leaps forward, it stretches to back to the original line of scrimmage at the 45.
Well, it was actually a good effort for Leon to get back to the line of scrimmage because he actually scampered about 3 yards.
Fool me once, fool me twice, but the Tomahawks not going for it that time.
Big 3rd and 5 here. They don't want to go backwards. They're probably 4-down territory here.
Trey Chambers, the big senior on the near side. Berg in motion. Corwin now flips it out to Berg. Berg catches it, now holds it, and he slips again. Somebody's got to check the young man's cleats.
Man, that's the field slippery out there or something?
No precipitation here on a gorgeous November 1st Friday night.
I think that's going to be 4th and 3 or 4th and 2, and Rowe's not even thinking about it. He's got to go for this.
Down 21-0. Yeah. 4th and 3. They're saying 4th and 4 on the board.
4th and 4. Wow. Looks like more like 4th and 3 from here.
It does. I think it's 4th and 3. Split receivers to the near side. Trey Chambers and Berg. Branson rolling this way to the near side. Now he cuts it up. He's got a first down. Switches hands past the 40-35 and runs out of bounds around the 35. And that's what Branson Corwin did in the third quarter against Jackson. That's what he does tonight.
And it was a great play by Branson. He actually had a guy. He actually put a great move on a guy that would have got him for about a 2-yard loss. So good heads-up play by Branson.
Big first down for the Grizzlies. Now they're in business. Shotgun Darling to his left. He hands it to Darling. Darling stutter steps. Boy, pulls his feet out of one tackle. And the Brunswick.
Late hit down there.
That was 27.
Kind of got speared there at the end. He'd been on the ground for a couple seconds. I'm surprised they didn't throw a flag there.
Boy, nice job. Get it to the 29-yard line. 2nd and 4. They give it again to Darling. Now he finds his team up the middle. Can he get out of it? He does. He's all the way down to the 6-yard line. Matthew, the Brunswick Darling, taking pins out on every way.
And I think Marysville-Pilchuck's getting a little bit tired. Glacier Peak's not only doing a no huddle, but they're doing a little bit of a hurry up, which the two are actually different. And Marysville-Pilchuck struggling with it, struggling to keep up.
1st and goal from the 7. Darling with a 23-yarder. This one's going to go backwards. A big takedown by big number 80, Bryce Vitkovich.
Well, on that one, they were just simply ready for that one.
Bryce a load, 6'4", 220 lbs, Tim.
And he actually put a lick on Darling. I thought Darling was hurt there for a second.
Going with Darling tonight, the senior Josh Pinkett will try and see what's going on with him.
Is he roughed up a little bit?
I'm not sure, but this leaves him 2nd and goal at the 7. 7:24 left in the second quarter. Branson back to pass. Looking over, it's caught! Touchdown Grizzlies, and that's big Nick Allen, number 15.
And there's the other guy that we've said. It's Leon Elliott and Nick Allen that we've said all year. They got to get them and more involved in the game. And actually Nick Allen and Leon Elliott have to get themselves more involved in the game is really what we mean by that.
A big moment here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. 11 plays, 75 yards. Pettit just gets it through, a blocker on his tail.
Wow, he had to hurry that kick up to, and it looked like it was going left, but he got it through.
Seattle Hill Physical Therapy score now. Marysville-Pilchuck, I almost said Mount Lake Terrace, 21. Glacier Peak, 7. And just what the doctor ordered, finally, the Glacier Peak fans have something to cheer about, and our guest tonight, the Freightliner's mom, Carol McKinnon, also rooting it on here from the STSBN booth.
She's like us. She's a little nervous up here in the booth watching Glacier Peak get down 21-0 in the first quarter.
7:17 left to go. Don't go away.